Hi everyone, this is Terry from Allen Art and Design. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'd really love to hear what you think of my projects. If you enjoy the content on my channel, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Leave me a comment and let me know what you think. Happy crafting. Good evening, everyone. This is Terry from Allen Art and Design. Hope everyone's having a nice evening. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. I've got my Diet Pepsi with lemon. I just wanted to show you some things that I had gotten from Lizzi Brewer's online yard sale. She's actually getting ready to have another one tomorrow. Before I start though, I wanted to show you this. This is one of those wooden spools. And remember, I don't know if you remember from the video that I did about, I think it was vintage doilies and linens. A grandmother from one of the children at my 6-week summer program, she gave me a huge thing full of all kinds of vintage materials and things. Now, I don't know if this is vintage or not, but I was curious to know what this SASSENACH meant. So I looked it up, and it's Celtic, and it means Englishman. And they referred to a show, Outlander. I guess it's used quite a bit there. So, I mean, I just was curious. I thought maybe it was Latin or something, but that's pretty cool. So there were 2 of them. So I made like a roll. So I'm going to use this for a snippet roll. Probably like use a bunch of neutral laces and materials. And I just think it'd be kind of cool. So that's what I'm going to do with that. But I just thought it was interesting. So the first thing I got from Lizzi was this. And look at it, it's on a really old spool. I mean, it's really old. This is her snippet roll. And I just loved it when I saw it. I'm going to give you a little preview of what's on here. Isn't this beautiful? Look at the colors. I love the purple and the green and the gold. It's lovely. I think it's really pretty. Look at that. Oh. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, yeah. I need that. I've never done a snippet roll before, so this is going to give me some inspiration to work on one. And I just love how she did this. Beautiful. Look at that. There's a yo-yo on there. Flowers, buttons. There's leaf trim on there. More flowers. Look at that flower. It's beautiful. Wonder if she made that flower. It's really pretty. Then there's some cool little dangly things that she stitched on. That's pretty. Might have came from a dress or something. Beautiful little butterflies. This is really lovely. Really pretty. I love it. Thank you, Lizzi. I'll treasure it. And I love this old spool that it's on. That's really cool. I just bought some of these and I stained them because they come plain wood and I think they're ugly, but I just need some to start doing some snippet rolls. And I wrapped some of my laces and things around them because I love the way they look, like in a basket or a bowl. one of my fabric bowls. I could make a bowl specifically for some of those spools just so I can display them. I think that they'll be really cool looking. And this one I love. I have to find a special spot for this in my craft room. I just think it's so pretty. I will find a spot for that. So I went ahead and I bought another one of Lizzie's cigar boxes with a lace kit inside. I love cigar boxes. I use them for storage, and I love them. So let me just show you what I got. So I actually got back a few things because I've donated a few boxes full of stuff to Lizzie. And I got back a couple of my yo-yos, but that's all right. Doesn't matter. I will use them. I love things like this. And I know that there was a butterfly in here somewhere too. I'll come across it, but that's beautiful. I will definitely use that in, I'll use all of this. This kind of thing I will use on my pin cushions to go around the top of a pin cushion. Love that. There's a few like that in there. And I will, that's like this kind of thing, although that might be a little much. But that would be great in a needle book on the bottom. Very pretty. I think there's 2 pieces of that in there. I have gone through this already, and I messed it all up. There's the butterfly. Isn't that pretty? Love that. Oh, its little bow is upside down. Isn't that pretty? Love it. I've got some eyelet lace. This is just a nice trim. That's really nice. That can go in my new fabric vessel. This too. I'll put all these little laces. This is pretty. That's really nice. I'm trying to think, like, could you put something like that on a slow stitch roll? Wouldn't that be nice? I'll leave it there to remind me that I'm going to start collecting some of those trims and laces and cloth that's like neutral tones and keep them all in a bag until I'm ready to work. This could definitely go on a pin cushion. So I already have ways to use some of this stuff. More trim. I can never have enough trim. Here's some more. This is beautiful too. Ooh, and it's got a sheen to it. Lovely. Let's put all these like this. Here's another pretty trim. Love these. Well, let's look and see what it's got. Flowers on it. Very nice. This one's green. That's cool. I like that. Blue. This is really blue. But I have a bunch of my mother's handkerchiefs from her handkerchief collection. And there's a bunch of blue ones in there. So I'm thinking of using them all to do something. Don't know yet what. But I'm thinking these 2 could go with that. Even this gray. Look at all 3 of them. Those would go really nice together. So those can stay together. Here is another nice. This is probably something you could use. I'm not sure. Like on a pin cushion. It's a little big. Look at this. Ooh. That's beautiful. I think this is the front, but oh, that's really pretty. Nice on the edge of a pouch. Yeah, really nice. Here's some more trim. That would be perfect on the spine of a journal. So that's what that'll probably go. I keep all of my laces that I use for journals together, so I'll have to reorganize. This is pretty. I'm going to trim this little edge off. You know what? That'd be cute. You could put a picture inside that. It'd be like a picture frame. Isn't that cool? I like that. That's what I'll have to think about that. Maybe I'll put it with that snippet roll. And then I have some little daisies. I'm so excited to show you this project. After I finish showing you all this stuff, I started a project using these laces and things that I've gotten just recently, and I'm starting to use them, and I want to show you how I use them. Oh, look at, let's see what we got here. Oh, this is pretty. I have more of this from her last one, but I love it. It's sparkly. Very nice. Okay. That's pretty. I think I'll put that with that snippet roll. Oh, that's pretty. I don't know what I would do with this. It's sparkly though. Look at that. I love sparkles. This would go with my boho journal. That's where that's going. Let's see. Ooh, a little doily. Pretty. That's very pretty. I love doilies. Don't know why, but I just love them. And look at this. This is a lot of this, which is good. So I could use that as trim around the edge of a large piece. Nice. Oh, and this one. Look at this wide one. That's nice. And you can cut this. This kind you can cut and it won't really fray. So you can make 2 strips out of that, which is probably what I'll end up doing. So I get the most out of it. And then this is just a pretty little piece. You could use that for a fabric flip in a journal or whatever. More pretty trim. Let's see what else we have here. What's this? Oh, look at that. Pretty rose on there. I would cut that out and use that on a needle book. Definitely. And then the rest you can use in a snippet roll. So that's pretty. Oh, here's some more wide lace. Again, this could be a fabric flip in a slow stitch book or a stitch sample book, something like that. I'll have to think of a. Oh, look at how sparkly that is. That might be good for my Christmas journal, so I'll have to keep that in mind. This is some of my lace that came back to me, but that's okay. I'll use it. I love it. And then here's a cool piece. Now this you could line that and then use that as a corner pocket in a fabric journal. Perfect. Here's another piece like this. Oh, look at that. That would look nice on a pouch, maybe? On the front of a pouch? I don't know. It's pretty, though. I'll have to find a way to use that. Here we go. Here's some more lace. This could definitely go around a pin cushion. I'm going to be doing a video where I make a whole bunch of pin cushions at once, like I did before. And then here, this is a hanky, but what I want, oh, this is half of a hanky. I want that trim. Look at that trim. It's too bad it doesn't go all the way around, because I use these on my needle books. I love that. That's pretty. And here's another hanky. That would make a great page in a needle book. Leave that edge on there. Ooh, look at this pink one. Ooh, that's really pretty. That could also go for my boho journal that I'm going to be making. This is very pretty. Great for a needle keep. Oh, I got another yo-yo. A little bit more eyelet. This would be great for the bottom of a page. You could use it as a pocket. Great. Oh, these are really nice. I'm actually using these in the piece that I'm going to show you next. Oh, and this is a nice big piece. Yeah, that's really nice. Well, I don't think I need to buy any more lace kits. Oops. I think I'm good. I'm going back to a yard sale tomorrow. It's at tomorrow night at 5 o'clock Eastern Central Time. It's Lizzi Brewer, and she's trying to raise money for her daughter, Jennifer. And I've donated quite a bit of stuff to her, hoping that I could help out with the, with her raising money. So, but I was also able to go and buy some things that I think are beautiful. I just love laces. Okay, these can go in next. Look at them all. Oh my goodness. Actually, these can go on top afterwards. They're just beautiful. I just love looking at them. Really pretty. Thank you, Lizzie. I think they're beautiful. And I will find ways to use them. Let's see if we can get this stuff back in here. Nice and neat. See now that right there. Look at that. Now I would use a smaller yo-yo so you could see more of the lace, but that could go on the front of a needle keep. Let's see, put this in next. I just love all these laces. And I have another box too, which is, I went a little crazy. I have 2 of them, so I have got enough laces and trims to last me quite a long time. I've got to come up with more projects, but I have no shortage of ideas for projects. So I hope you enjoy that. I think that the whole thing is just gorgeous. I love it. So let me show you what else came today, because I went back and this is like the 3rd yard sale I went to on her channel, and I bought more. Now this is, and I forgot that I even bought it until it came today, and I opened it and I'm like, what is this? She called it a piano scarf. It's so long I can't even show it to you. It's gorgeous. I will not cut this up. What I'm planning on using this for is I'm going to put it on the back of my couch. Because I put a Christmas comforter on my couch, and this, it's like, looks kind of quilty, and this would look gorgeous on top of it. So I love that. And I gotta show you these. Oh, and she gave me a little thank you gift, and it's a little mug rug. Isn't that adorable? I love it. I'm putting my soda on it right now, because my soda, it's always sweating on my desk, and I go to pick it up and there's water all over the place, so that's perfect. And look, there's a cute little teddy and a cute little, I'm gonna be doing like a pet journal that will go good in there. And then I don't know what I'll do with that, but it's cute. I don't care. I like it. Those can go there. These are 2 of her journals. My daughter just told me the other day that she wants to learn how to stitch, to embroider and slow stitch. And I'm like, wow. She's 34, and she has a 2-year-old, and her life is hectic, and I think it would be nice if her and I could get together once a week and I could show her some basic stitches and she can just try to do this to help her to relax. Look at it, it's got a beautiful dragonfly on the front. It's got lace trim. She stitched it on the machine. It's got a bow. Oh, and it has, oh, it says handmade. It's a little tiny wooden thing. Isn't that nice? And then it's got a doily and some more. Looks like she took some tulle and put it on top of the material and stitched it. Very cool. I like that. I think that's really nice. So inside, there are felt pages. Oh, there's material you can sew it on like a pocket. I think I'll probably stitch it on for my daughter. There's one on each side. And that way I can put some embroidery skeins in there for her. And yeah, that's really nice. I'll probably make her a little needle book too that goes with this whole thing. I think I like a pocket on there. So I would stitch that on for her before I give it to her. And I'll give her all the things that she needs. I'll give her a pin cushion. I'll give her a needle keep. But these are just plain felt pages. So I think with this kind of a book, what you do is you take your stitch piece that you're working on. Just work on a little piece at a time. And when you're done with that piece, put it on here and then stitch it. And then each page you'd have another piece. To me, that's a slow stitch book. I had a question from one of my subscribers, and she said, what's the difference between a slow stitch book and a stitch sample book? And to me, a slow stitch book is a book that you take your pieces that you've worked on and you stitch them in. That's a slow stitch book. A stitch sample book, on the other hand, is you stitch right in the book. You make enough pages so that later on after you're done with that side and that side, then you stitch them together. But it's just a place for you to practice stitching. But I think a slow stitch book is more like you're adding your slow stitch pieces. They're like little pieces of art that you create and add them to your book. And it's just an ongoing thing, and that's awesome. I love this. I'm going to give this to my daughter for Christmas. Thank you, Lizzie. I love it. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, gotta get that. I know who I'm going to give it to. So, there's a Christmas present, but isn't that lovely? I just love it. My daughter will love these colors, too. Perfect. Thank you. This one I'm going to keep for myself. I'm going to add a slow stitch piece on the top. This is just a base, but look at how pretty that is. Laces that she layered and then stitched, and I love that. There's some rickrack around there. She used a variegated thread to stitch it together. I would probably put a little piece of lace on the spine afterwards, after I put this piece on. That's just how I roll. I like a little lace on most of my journals. This again, it's a basic journal, cloth journal, and I will stitch those on for pockets for me. Might turn it over, add another little piece of like some kind of ribbon or something. Or just stitch it on the way it is. But isn't that pretty? I love it. And it's got 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 pages, but 8 sides. So that's great. I love it. And it has a lace tie. Isn't that pretty? I might have to put some kind of a tie on my daughters too. All right. Oh, I just think that is so pretty. I run a 6-week summer program for 3 to 6-year-olds, and every week is a different theme. And I saw Lizzie had made fairies using these beads as the head. And I'm going to go back and watch her video and see how she does it. I got to get pipe cleaners. I wonder if a pipe cleaner would fit through that hole. Not sure. I'm going to have to try it. If they do, that would be perfect. I don't know if I want to use wire with these young kids. We'd have to pre-make the bodies for them and let them decorate them, if that's the case. I don't want to waste all these. I bought them for this project. It's going to be, yeah, it's going to be a project on one of the weeks that we do. I think that will be fantastic. The kids would really enjoy that. They're these cute little fairies that Lizzie makes. And the legs have like beads, and I've got so many beads. I've got to find ways to use them. And here's a project that I'm starting to put together. This was given to me by the grandmother of one of the kids at my program. There's excess glue there. I'll have to get it off later. She gave me this little box, and I'm like, oh my God, it says singer on it. I'm going to have to do a reverse Google search on this. I just learned how to do that. I went to a church sale, and there was a lady there, and I walked up to her, and I asked her, I'm like, do you know what this thing is? I was trying to buy craft supplies for my granddaughter, and she goes, no, but I can do a reverse Google search. And I'm like, what is that? And then she told me, and I'm like, oh my goodness. I didn't know you could just take a picture of something and then Google will tell you exactly what it is. That's amazing. It's a little sewing box. Look at this. Oh my goodness. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, my grandson is going to flip out when he sees this. He loves little boxes. And he loves things that move. He's 4. And so I sat him down over Thanksgiving, and he was getting a little riled up. And I said, hey, come into my craft room. I need your help organizing, because he loves to organize. So I said, can you help me organize this little box and put some threads in there? And he's like, yes, I can. The other thing she gave me were these little storage containers. They actually screw together on the top. How cool are these? Well, he came over the week before, and I had just bought a huge thing of buttons at Savers. And I said to him, do you think you could help me organize my buttons by color? And again, he's like, yes, I can. And he had a blast just organizing all my buttons and then filling this with threads. He just had so much fun. And he said to the younger kids, you can't come in here. Nana and I are working. So the young ones are standing there at the gate, the metal gate, and they're looking through, wanting to come into Nana's craft room. But Hunter's older, and he gets to do things they don't get to do. And boy, were they jealous. As they get older, they'll get to come in here too. But anyways, isn't this the cutest thing? I love this. It folds up, and then it has a little drawer here where I need to put more things in. Let's see what I have. Got some little brads there. Oh, a pack of trim, some buttons, you know, that kind of stuff. There you go. Is that the cutest thing you ever saw? Oh my God, I love it. Look at it. Thank you for Marie for thinking of me. I'll use it. I love it. I'd love to hear what you think of all the things that I purchased at Lizzi Brewer's yard sale. Again, it's Wednesdays, the first and third Wednesday of every month, 5 o'clock Eastern Central Time. My mother had done some embroidery on an old tablecloth. Well, I found the tablecloth, It was ripped and stained, and it was a mess. But there were elements on it that my mother had embroidered. I cut that thing apart and I kept every piece, and I decided to make a wall hanging, a Christmas wall hanging. So I'll show you that, and I'm so excited about this project. I absolutely love it. So this is the piece that I'm making. It's going to be a wall hanging. I just wanted to show you. I just took some Christmas material and I took all the pieces from my mother's embroidery, and I'll put pictures, close-up pictures, so you can really see what I'm doing here. But I took the word merry. She hadn't finished Christmas, so I just took the word merry. That's fine, whatever. I had found this. This was from a dishcloth. It's a little Christmas tree. I thought that was really pretty. It's more modern than these old-fashioned doilies, which I like the juxtaposition. So this is one of the doilies from my friend Marie, who had given me a lot of her family's old doilies, linens, embroideries, crocheted stuff, and this edging that came from Marie. It's beautiful. And I washed everything. I had a wash day. I'm going to do a video called Wash Day and show you the process that I went through to wash all those doilies, linens, fabrics, crocheted and embroidered things. So these are all nice and clean. Some of them are darker than others. It doesn't matter. I just was so happy that I had enough. I'm going to push this so you can see the edge. I had enough to go all the way around, and so I stitched it on. After I had chosen my material, there's batting inside, and then there's just this plain material covering the batting. And all of my slow stitching stitches, it's gonna look crazy under there. Doesn't matter because I have this material here. It doesn't matter that there's gonna be lines there because it's gonna be the back, and nobody cares about the back of a wall hanging, especially me. But I think it's just a great way to use this up because it's been sitting in my material and my fabric drawers for years, and I'm never going to use it for anything else. I just think that this plaid goes beautifully with this piece, so that's what I'm going to use. And then let's see, so she had made some of these bells, and there were 4 of them. I was happy that I was able to put one in each corner. This is from my mother, this is from my mother, and then all of these little pieces, there were 4 of these too, so I'm able to use them as corners. This is a doily from Marie. It's like, looks Christmassy to me, so it's a star, so I put it right behind the tree, and I just think it's a great backdrop. And then these hearts they're modern. They're something that I got not too long ago. But I like the white Christmas tree, the white hearts, the white flowers, and the white snowflakes, because it breaks up all the dark colors, and I just love the look of that. And then I have collected a whole bunch of things to use on this. At first I was going to use this green around the edges, but then I asked my husband, I'm like, what do you think I should do? Should I use this dark green or should I use this red? It's a beautiful, like, That's a really pretty trim. Or should I use the red? And once I put the red down, I'm like, oh, it's got to be the red. Because I don't know. I think the green is just... I don't know. I might have to think about this. I haven't decided yet. I'll decide that. This is going on last, so I have plenty of time to think about that. But I've had these trims in my stash for years. I have got to use this stuff up. This is ridiculous. I'm not keeping this stuff. And then there's some bows that I found. And then I have buttons that I've already chosen to put on the snowflakes. Some of them are going to have green ones. I think these ones in the middle are going to be green. And the ones on the sides all around are going to be red. I think those are pretty. And then each one of these hearts has a little piece of my mother's embroidery. Just little tiny, they're like pine cones with leaves. And there's 4 of them. So I'll be able to use that. I found some ribbons I'm going to use. I'm thinking about, let's pull this back now again, where it says Merry. I'm thinking about, after I stitch it down, coaching some of that on there. I think it would go great. I think that's going to be really nice. I did go ahead today, when I was watching my granddaughter, I went ahead and I stitched my mother's name down with lace. This was a little piece of, no, a hanky. And I liked how it framed out my mother's name. And then these little doilies I just got. I just bought them, and I love them. I use them on my needle books all the time. But I thought they looked pretty, framing out my mother's name. And then I had some material that had presents on it, so I cut the presents out. I'll go around with some navy thread, and I'll stitch that on. So I got this stitched down, that stitched down. So what I think I'm going to do next is I'm going to stitch this down too. And this material is over 50 years old, so it's very delicate. I did go ahead and I blanket stitched around each of the bells. Already, so they're down. And once I get that Merry down and the embellishments plus this trim, I'll be done with that. Then I can go stitch the middle, then the lace, the hearts, and then the snowflakes, and then put buttons on. I also found some gold and silver embroidery thread. I'm gonna go ahead with these 3 flowers, and I'm gonna put gold and silver threads, kind of like stars. I'm gonna turn it from a flower into like a star, and I think that will be gorgeous. And then once everything is on there, then I will decide which trim do I want to put on there. The red or the green, I don't know yet. And so that's my Christmas wall hanging in honor of my mother. And I think she would be thrilled that I was able to salvage the pieces, because the tablecloth was so far gone you couldn't use it. But I was able to get enough to do this at the end, and I will put a sleeve here so that I'll be able to hang it. And I think I'm going to have to extend the sleeve up here, and I might have to stitch the lace onto it so that it stands up like this. Otherwise, it's going to, see how it's flopping down? I don't like that. So I'll figure that out. But I think that if I extend that sleeve up here, then I stitch those on, it'll look fantastic. At first, my daughter's like, well, maybe you should frame it. But I said, I think if I frame it, I'm going to lose all, you know, the beauty of the lace. So I just love this. It's going to be very sentimental. Oh, and I found this pretty gold. It's kind of gold and black trim. It's so pretty. Look at that. The other thing I want to do is when it's all done, I'm going to add some bling, you know, like beads or sequins, something to make it sparkle. I'm going to put little red beads along here, or little, they might be little white ones or little glass ones. I don't know yet. I'll think about that as I'm doing the piece. But I just love it. Leave me a comment and let me know what you think of this project. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you coming into my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Happy crafting.